Now, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, the UAE and Qatar have all reported interceptions and attacks overnight. Let's go to Dmitry Medvedenko, who's live for us here in Doha. So we've heard from Saudi Arabia's defense ministry, Dmitry, saying 4 drones were intercepted and destroyed in the Riyadh metropolitan area. What more can you tell us about the latest strikes on the Gulf?
That's correct. 4 drones intercepted in the Riyadh governorate, rather. And before that, there was a report that they intercepted 10 drones near Riyadh and in the eastern provinces. Now, what's specifically interesting about this report, because we have been having several times a day the Saudi Arabian Defense Ministry saying those kind of lines that there's drones here, drones there, targeting an oil field, is that Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps has specifically denied being behind this attack of those 10 drones, saying that they had nothing to do with it and urging the Saudi Arabian government to look into it, investigate, and find the true origins of this attack. So not a very typical situation with Iran denying a specific attack in the Gulf region here. In Riyadh, the U.S. embassy after this issued a message saying that citizens should consider whether to stay or leave, and encouraging them to take commercial flights out of the country. While in Oman, the U.S. embassy actually said that non-essential personnel and their families should leave the country. That's after a series of attacks this week led to the first 2 fatalities for the country in this 16 days of conflict. In Kuwait, there was also developments there, several venues of attacks. The international airport in Kuwait City was hit, its radar was damaged, and the Ahmed Al-Jaber Air Base was also targeted with 3 armed forces personnel sustaining minor injuries, according to the government of Kuwait. In Qatar, there were reports by the defense ministry that 4 ballistic missiles and all drones, as the report said, were downed and intercepted successfully on Saturday. We did not hear any blasts of these interceptions, and our phones were quiet throughout the day, no alerts telling people to shelter in place. And in the UAE, there have been also alerts sounding in the past couple of hours, specifically in Dubai, in the very center, in the Dubai Marina area. There were explosions that the government said were interceptions of missiles.
Now, Dmitry, Iran has issued a number of warnings, hasn't it, to the Gulf, one to evacuate areas near oil ports. And we've also heard from the Foreign Minister, Abbas Araghchi, warning of possible attacks on U.S. companies in the Middle East. How is this all going down in the Gulf?
Well, obviously not very well, because there's plenty of U.S. interests, as was said in those Iranian statements, that could be targeted. But Iran did say that they would be targeting U.S. energy interests should the U.S. actually proceed with threats to attack oil refineries and production facilities on Hog Island, for example. But for the UAE, there was a separate warning telling the UAE government that ports, docks, and military sites are legitimate targets for Iran, urging people working there or living nearby to evacuate. And specifically, the ports of Jebel Ali in Dubai were mentioned, Khalifa Port in Abu Dhabi, and Fujairah Port, which is on the east coast, which actually suspended operations yesterday after a drone was intercepted there. Debris fell down, causing a fire. We saw 2 pillars of smoke there as a result. The local authorities said that for hours they were putting out that fire. And now we have reports from Bloomberg and from Reuters that operations have resumed, but local authorities haven't confirmed that. This is an important port. It's the only way for the UAE to export oil bypassing the Strait of Hormuz. It's one of the few countries, the other one being Saudi Arabia, that has the luxury of actually having an alternative way to export oil. And according to various reports, from 1 to 1.5 million barrels per day is the export capacity of this port, which is 1 to 1.5% of global demand, which is actually significant for the global market.
OK, thank you for that update. Dmitry Medvedenko there for us live in Doha.